The Capital Brew Podcast with 20 North Dave and Nick Lee. What's brewing in the 518?
Well, let's make sure it's recorded if you're going to talk shit.
I know. I feel like I've been wasting a lot of my good material here. So, Dave, last one's there for you if you want
Thank
it.
You. Man, it's a beautiful day. The sun came out as soon as we hit, as soon as we hit play, and as soon as we got everything all set up.
These are the good days, man.
Yeah, you gotta get right up on that mic and put on your headphones.
Let's do it.
Mic, oh yeah, it's on. There you go.
All right. Close enough?
Just real quick.
These chairs are, for lounging, not for
that's
on a
fine.
table.
I'm good no matter what. But we're gonna go ahead and dedicate this episode to Aaron from Craftpoint, who passed away in the last week. If you go to our webpage, there is a GoFundMe page. He's had, I believe, 3 children, and his wife maybe 4 children, and his wife that he left behind. The local beer community was kind of blindsided with that information. Headed over to Wolf Hollow last weekend where they had a memorial for him, and I talked to one of his partners, Steve, and his other partner, Kyle, emailed me. So I got some links that I want you to head over to our website and click on, check them out, and definitely support Aaron's family. He was a great host for the Capital Brew Podcast. He was a great guest for the Capital Brew Podcast, and he will be missed. And with that said, I would like to Dave and I would like to welcome Brian onto the show. Brian, you look so good. You got the sunglasses on, your hair's all nice and combed.
Really?
Yeah, you look like $1 million.
Well, the listeners at home won't know, but I appreciate that.
Nope, we appreciate you being here. We're at the secret location today.
I got all gussied up
yeah.
for you.
Is that what we used last time we were out on the...
Yeah, whenever we do the podcast here, this is the secret location.
The secret location.
On location at the secret location.
Yes. That is a beautiful location.
Yeah, we were lucked out today. I was worried that when on the way home that it was going to rain.
I knew it was going to be a fantastic day today. We got
the gods have smiled upon us today.
For sure. We got great beer. We got a great host. This is going to be an awesome podcast. We're drinking Rothaus. They've got a Märzen, the original Black Forest Märzen, which is delicious. I'm really enjoying this.
Dude, I can't thank you enough for bringing this.
Yeah, no problem.
I've never had it before, so this is a treat.
Now I'm not positive, but as I understand it, Märzens a March beer,
Yeah.
but it's from the previous fall. Is that how that works?
You're actually supposed to brew them in March to have them ready for fall.
For fall. So
Yeah.
okay,
They're
all
supposed to long lager over the summer down in the caves.
Yes.
A little closer.
Oh, that's perfect.
How do I sound now?
You sound great.
Perfect.
All right. Does my hair still look good?
It does.
Fantastic.
Wow,
I'm
glad you moving the microphone didn't screw that up.
No.
Appreciate that.
I was
You gotta
very
put
careful
some
not to
jupe
mess
in
your
it so it doesn't move around.
But yeah, so basically they would bury this into a cave, right, for the whole summer to keep it nice and cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Conditioned mostly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in the fall they break this out.
Yep.
So it's made with the March ingredients, essentially what you find in the beginning of the year.
End of winter harvest. Type stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
To my understanding, unless all those beer history books were lying to me, which I don't know who read them or wrote them. So could be anybody.
Thanks to them, though. Either way.
Anybody can edit Wikipedia. So.
Yeah, I know. I was looking that up the other day. It's like, how do I just change stuff on Wikipedia?
So we don't have a normal podcast today, basically, in terms of, our normal routine. So we've got a little bit of an open show, I guess you might say.
This is what today's episode is the reason why we started this podcast, because we would sit at the bar, you and I, and have these great conversations, and I know it's the same thing with Brian. That whenever I just sit down and we share a beer and just hang out and just relax, we have great conversations. So we're going to translate that into a podcast today with 2 people that I really enjoy talking to. So,
Well,
what a guy.
Thank you very much.
Is that the sun shining in your face, or are you blushing a little bit, Dave?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Actually, it's actually much hotter out here than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, geez, I might have to bust out that umbrella.
Yeah. I'm never blushing, by the way. It's just my rosacea. Yeah. So.
But I would say, now that I've had an opportunity to taste this Märzen. Getting right into it, I guess you might say. We're not wasting much time. Nick's burning himself trying to light a stogie.
Jeez, buddy.
First time?
I lit my hand instead of the cigar.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
No.
Well, your fingers look a little bit like that cigar. So.
Do you know what we're smoking?
Where'd the wrapper go?
I'm smoking an Alec Bradley. You're smoking a Dominican Republic. There's your wrapper.
Yeah. So a big shout out to Nate from Active Ingredient for bringing this back to me from the Dominican. So
Thanks,
big
Nate.
fan.
Dominica.
You remember Nate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nate and Brian.
He's a hell of a guy.
Yep.
Both those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
They're good dudes.
Well, they're both hell of guys.
Yeah, they're not too far from here either.
Yeah.
Side question, is that music all right?
Yeah.
It's all right. I can turn it up and down if whatever you want.
I'm happy with the level it's at.
Doing a little hypnotized.
Well, you guys let me know when you want to go up to Active Ingredient because I owe them a visit anyway.
You let me know. We'll go.
All right.
We'll
Have you
go
done the
there.
podcast with them?
I have.
Yeah.
They're up in Malta, right?
Yep. Right in the same compound
Right.
there as Unified.
Yes.
Just go
I've
back a
been to
little further.
Unified, I want to say,
I
but
love
not Active
Unified.
Ingredient.
Unified's awesome. They make the food's as good as the beer up there. They had really good tacos. Oh my god.
Where, Unified?
Yeah.
Food's also good.
Yeah, I want to say at Unified. I tried the how do you say it? Berea. Is that how you say it?
If it's not how you say it, I've been screwing it up too.
Yeah,
bud.
I don't
So
know, but I
don't
did
worry
try
about
that,
it.
and
You're
I will.
good company.
I will agree with you that it was very, very good. I didn't try their beers, unfortunately, because at the time and still I'm not drinking.
No.
But for the benefit of
The
all the
podcast today.
listeners, I will.
You're sampling.
Yeah.
I will
You're
go back on that.
You're not drinking. You're dabbling.
And I will say, this beer is excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right in my wheelhouse in terms of, we do a lot of podcasts, and a lot of them are IPAs, because that's what everybody's heavy on.
Yeah.
So you don't.
IPAs
when
and
we're doing
Pilsners.
podcasts, generally we don't get an opportunity to try something else. We do, they're good, but a lot of times it's IPA heavy, and it's a bonus for me to try something new
Absolutely.
or something different. And I will say this: it's hard for me not to go into the fridge and grab a whole bottle and slam it down.
Oh, for sure.
Because it really is an excellent beer.
Yeah.
You know,
it's great.
It's in my humble opinion, it's definitely when somebody says I want a beer, this is kind of what you would think of. It's not overly in your face flavor wise, either malty or hoppy. But it's got good beer flavor. I don't know if the listeners would understand what I'm talking about.
No, well,
you want a beer, you say a Miller Lite, okay, watery down light beer. This is what I consider a beer.
I'm going to overuse the word robust.
It is robust. Well, that's
Robust.
a good.
Who
I started
rolled
saying
their R's?
colorful.
Who was that?
What's that?
Who rolled their R there? Who was
Oh,
that?
that was me.
It was not me.
I'm practicing
You got to
Italian.
teach me.
I'm practicing
The
my
roll
Italian.
on the R's, first of all, it's not Italian.
It is.
I think
You got to
it's-
roll it, like when you
I
say
don't-
bar. You don't say bar. You say bar.
I don't think so.
I
think
know.
that's
I'm
more of a
taking Italian.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I don't know. When I took Spanish, they wanted you to do that.
Yeah. Same with Italian. Like girlfriend is ragazza.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like Gabagol?
Domo oregazzo.
Now I'm overdoing it.
Right. Well, for the benefit of the listener.
I'm just practicing rolling. So in real life, it would be like bar. Bar. But when I do it, I'm like bar.
See that if I try
takes
to roll my
practice.
R's, it's just gonna
takes
come off
practice.
as a growl.
Yeah.
Not good at
Like
it,
anything
man.
else.
I'm going for my honeymoon, so I gotta learn Italian. I'm not.
Speaking of that, I
Yes.
have not RSVP'd.
Yeah, I know you gotta.
Well, I mean, I'm going, so
Okay.
you don't have to worry. I'm terrible. I don't know if I've ever RSVP'd.
No, you didn't.
I think I just anybody. I think I always just called them or texted them and said, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Oh, then I will. Jess has the capability to mark you as you and Jen, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we have the capability of marking you as going. I'll have her
Yes,
do
we are
that.
going. I feel bad because people are like, "What's up with David? Jerk hasn't RSVP'd. He's not going to show up."
No, it's
I'll show up. Don't
it's
worry.
not you. It's my whole side of everybody that is on my side.
Well, you can cross me off. Now you know I'm going to be there.
Jesse, my best man, hasn't even RSVP'd.
You might want to
Did you
ask
agree
him
to be
get
your
on
best
that.
man? I'd say that's an RSVP.
My little brother, who's a groomsman, hasn't RSVP'd. My other groomsman, Terry O'Donnell, hasn't RSVP'd.
Funnily enough, Jen said yes.
Yeah.
Dave's the one who said no. So
I'm like, I'm not going. That's boring. No,
is she working today?
she is. As a matter of fact, double Thursdays are double day.
Oof, jeez.
Yeah, I got to
Should
give
we
her
go there
a lot
for
of
the
credit.
Rangers game,
I got to
or-
give her a lot of credit after sticking there after I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd think she'd be like, Dave's not there. Maybe I don't want to, but she's been working hard over there. I got to give her a lot of credit.
We've never addressed it. Sorry.
Go ahead.
If you
I
had,
got
but we've never addressed you selling 20 North on the
podcast. I never really thought about it. Yeah, you're right, because we, once we sold, we were busy doing other jobs, and we didn't really have time to do podcasts like we did before.
Yeah, which I want to get back into.
Yeah, well, a lot of listeners. I had a partner, Eric, and we got into it together, and it was 15 years, and we both were looking at each other, and he goes, this is wearing me out, and I go, I agree. I'm like, it's when you get to the point where you're like, it's not that it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's when you're just like, man, I really don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it in me to go in and be friendly and uppity, up, and when I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
We both kind of looked at each other and like, hey, we did what we set out to do.
Yeah.
We had a lot of success. We had a lot of support.
Do you have a lot of fun?
We had a lot of fun. I mean,
Good.
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Nice.
At all. But it was time. People grow, they mature, and for me, living the nightlife at the bar, I guess I just outgrew it.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on your body and your mind, and always worried about, people who think it's all fun and games, but you're worried about, what your employees do, what your customers are doing. As people break stuff, people get hurt. It's always on your mind, and we needed a break, I guess. Like I said, we set out, we did what we set out to do, and I'm happy. And he goes, I think it's time.
Yeah.
It's not like we can't get back into it.
True.
We probably will, as a matter of fact, but
Maybe start a brewery.
I'm not. I would like to do that, but I don't know if I would. When we did like Paradox, for example, last week, or last podcast. Nothing against them, but they described it like it ended
was
up
a
being for me.
business.
It's massive work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun and games. You're not just hanging out with your friends and drinking beer.
It's the biggest misconception about the line of work.
About that, and I'm not sure that I would want to take that headache on again. I would consider something on a much smaller level, like a brew pub where we just brew for the bar.
Yeah.
Where I'm not worried about coming up with enough beer for a distributor.
Yeah.
And I know that if you're a natural progression of things, if you were successful in a brew pub, that you want to expand, but I'm not, like you said. I saw what
Expansion
kind
makes
of
sense, though.
I see what kind of headaches the expansion can bring. And I'm not sure I'm ready. I'm ready for that right now. It's been a year. It was actually, matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned that. The anniversary of our selling was literally last week.
Wow.
1 year.
I think I was sitting at the bar just randomly on a Thursday or Friday afternoon over at Hunter's when you and Eric came in and had Jay sign off on some of the final papers or something.
Yep. And
it was
too,
weird that I was there that day.
That too with Jay. I don't think Eric and I would have been as eager to sell if it wasn't to somebody like Jay Hunter.
Yeah, Jay's the perfect guy to.
You know what I mean? Like we put a lot of into that, and I didn't want to see it torn apart.
It has a personality, and
it does. He's a bar guy. He knows bars.
Yeah.
He knows what it takes. And we said to ourselves, all right, you're walking a fine line between selling to somebody that and then also selling, because you want to profit. You want to walk away with it, with some money. So it's tough. If it was somebody else, you say, well, I don't care, jack up the price or whatever, but then they do whatever they want.
Yeah.
In this situation, we're hoping that he's gonna. I mean, obviously he can do what he wants, and to be fair, he had a partner, Dan. So that I don't want anybody to think that he doesn't have him. There's somebody else involved.
Yeah, I think I know who Dan's the taller guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Dan.
Yeah, he owns the Pony Bar.
Yep.
Down in East Village, New York City.
Yep.
We went down there for St. Patrick's Day weekend. Ended up sitting there. I think we watched 15 minutes of the parade, and then walked down to the bar and sat there for the next 5 hours.
Yeah.
So we were the first ones in the door. Nice little spot. It's basically like 20 North down in the East Village.
Nice.
You know, just
Yeah, and we
good
felt
food,
we
solid
felt
beers.
those guys could maintain. You know what
Yeah.
we had.
No, I was trying to figure out how close it is to McSorley's because I love McSorley's too.
I have no idea.
You
I
never
can't
been to
remember.
McSorley's?
Oh, I've been to McSorley's, but it was many years ago.
Yeah.
I was, like college age, and I didn't pay attention to where it was. My friends and I were staying somewhere in the city. We hopped on the subway, got off, walked a few blocks, and there we were. So to be honest with you, if you put a gun to my head and said, "Where's McSorley's?" I'd be like, I have no fucking idea.
My first and only time was 2 years ago, just about this week, actually. And I want to say it's down Southern Manhattan.
It's
It's below the park, for sure.
It's
And
not too far
I
from
think it's below
Houston
MSG.
Street.
Yeah.
It's when I was at
I'm gonna sit here and pretend that I know New York City streets right now.
I did
Hell's,
no idea.
Hell's Kitchen, man. You know.
when I was in studio with Bulletproof Messenger and filming that whole process. We used to go there frequently, and it was a few blocks away. And we were on East 14th Street between Broadway and I forget the name of the road, but we would go there frequently, and it wasn't too far away. That's why I'm thinking like East Village isn't too far away. Like it's it's a walkable distance to go to between the two bars. That's why in my head I was like looking at the map and I was doing this, and you guys were like looking at.
I'm like staring off. I'm like, where's he looking at over there? Is there
What
like
is
a
he
plane in the
pointing to?
sky or something?
For
It's
the
a
listeners at home, Nick is counting clouds
Yeah.
right now. It's really freaking
It's
weird.
infinity.
man.
I'm
right
looking
now.
at an invisible map that you guys can't see.
He's the meme of the woman doing math equations in her head.
There might be a fire over there, actually.
Oh yeah, look at that. I see it. I'm not going to it.
No, you got to easy boy.
Yeah.
I know your propensity.
Well,
not true.
I'm a fireman.
It's not your jurisdiction over there.
No, it's
pal.
not.
It looks like one of my neighbors is having a fire.
Hopefully that's what it is.
I hope one of my neighbors isn't on fire. But I do. There's a pretty good amount of smoke. I imagine. What's today's date?
It ended
16th.
yesterday.
Ended. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Ended. Not that anybody out here ever listens to that.
No.
But, technically.
Well, you see, there's like with the fire ban, you can still have fires. They have to be in certain conditions.
Yes.
The winds can't be high. You have to have it's got to be
Like
smaller than 3 feet. It's got to have like some kind of wind barrier
Yep.
to it. So like somebody who has like a burn barrel or something, you can even have a little like in your backyard. Like
one of those.
as long as there's no wind and you're smaller than 3 feet and there's not some kind of other ordinance here on the lake, then you're good to go.
I don't think there is, but if there is, then
at the
nobody
same
listens
time,
to it.
I would drove 2 weeks ago on 67 heading towards Amsterdam, and this guy had maybe about 15 pallets on fire in his backyard.
I would have taken those pallets. Trying to build shelving in my basement right
I got
now.
some
Come
pallets.
on,
Trust
man.
me, there's no shortage of pallets.
I got pallets for you if you want them.
Just to circle back around, though, to conversation about Jay and Dan and you guys selling to them, you couldn't have sold to a better couple of guys because as someone who, I don't know, is in the industry or industry adjacent or whatever you want to call a brewer, somebody who goes and drinks beer in Schenectady a lot, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I walk in and it feels the same every day. So, a lot of the same familiar faces. Again, I'm really happy Jen stayed.
Yeah, well, actually, almost everybody employee-wise stayed.
Yeah.
Which
Lee's
I'm
still there.
very
Pete's
proud of.
still there.
Yep.
I walk in.
Mike,
Pete's still standing at the end of the bar.
Mike's still there.
Yep.
Jared's still there.
Yep.
I mean, literally everyone's still there. And
Yeah.
honestly, the
That
people that
helps.
aren't really there as much, if there's a fill-in needed, they'll step up. Steve, I saw. Demetrius, I saw.
I heard you'll still take a call from the bullpen, Dave.
I
just
would
in
have,
case.
I got actually. It's funny you mentioned that. I got.
Oh, you
that
working
call.
tomorrow night?
I got that call last week.
No shit.
And was it last week?
Did
No,
Jen-
it was
did
the
Jen
week.
call
It
out?
was the week before. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. And no, it was actually to work with her. And I felt bad because I already had plans. And I said, listen, if you can't find somebody else, I will cancel my plans. They weren't that it wasn't that important. It wasn't like a wedding or anything.
Yeah.
I would have canceled my plans and worked.
I can just
I
imagine
probably
the
would have-
pass signal goes up,
I would gladly do it. The only thing is, now that they have a newer money taking system. I can't
Yeah.
even think of what you call
POS.
it.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
the little,
it's-
Point of sale.
Yeah, the little
It's-
dock things that come to
yes,
the table.
yes. The
Yeah.
point of sale system has changed. So obviously I would have to, if anybody used a credit card or anything like that, I'd have to ask Jen to help me out with it.
I don't know, just lead with it
Or
when
just
you
tell
walk up to
everybody
a
cash
table.
only.
Yeah, exactly.
I can only count cash.
The other bartenders can take credit card. This one only takes cash.
Right,
Sorry.
yep. I'm like, I had to go
Sorry,
find
guys.
her. I'm like, listen, you got to do this guy's credit card for me.
I'm sure you're Mister. I mean, even before we started the podcast, I'd walk in there, and before I could even figure out where you are, you've already saw me and you've yelled out my name. Hey, Nick Lee.
Well, that's part of it. You always know when the door opens.
Yeah.
You're always aware of that. You know what I mean? So as soon half the time, to be honest with you, I look out the front window. I see people parking.
Yeah.
And I'll have their drink around the bar waiting for them just because I'm like,
man.
I know they're on their way in.
It's just a level of service that you don't get anywhere.
And I'm not trying to brag about it, but I've been to a lot of places, and I've been to seen regulars in other places, and they still have to ask for drinks. And I look at that and I'm like, the person's still sitting there.
Yeah.
They set their glass up. Now, if they set their glass up and made like they were going to go, okay, you could be like, all right, I don't have to give them another one. If the person's just sitting there and they set their empty glass up there, what do you think they want? I never understood that. I watch and I won't use names, but I watch my friends in other bars. They have to ask for a beer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't have to do that here. I'm like, if you have an empty, that was always the thing. If you have an empty glass, I'm not even going to ask you if you need it filled. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to fill it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If somebody said I didn't really want it, I go, all right, you can have it.
Or I could just dump it.
Or I can drink it myself. Usually it was I drink it myself.
Okay.
I'm like, it won't go to waste.
Yeah.
But for the few times that they didn't take it, it's worth it in weight in gold and just walking up and filling it.
Yeah.
When somebody says, "Wow, that's awesome," I didn't even have to ask that person to grab it and fill it up. It's little things like that I think are important. That I guess I was the owner, so of course I'm obviously more concerned with what's going on everywhere. But I mean, even when I wasn't, listen, it's not a hard job, people. You see an empty glass, you fill it up. Simple as that.
That's it.
Well, that's why I got to give Zach over 100's credit. God, it was.
Oh yeah.
We were there watching the Rangers game the other night.
Yeah.
God, every time I set the glass down, even if it wasn't up on the bar, I think he ripped it out of my hand at one point. Actually,
that's,
So,
and like I said, if he grabs it and fills it, I was like, I wasn't gonna have another one. Are you really that upset about that the bartender poured you another beer without you asking? No, you're psyched.
Yeah.
well, I probably should have stopped after the second period of the Rangers game, but those next couple of. Those were angry drinking pints.
Yeah, you were drinking Utica Club.
Uncle Charlie's.
Yeah.
Utica Club, awesome.
Freaking beautiful beer. There's just nothing wrong with it. It's amazing.
I think it's just great, just in fact that it's traditional. I'm kind of a sucker for that type of thing. It's not it's not going to taste like a heavy beer or a hoppy beer. But if you want a cold, good beer, there you go.
Myself, I had a client that had an issue with a file, and I was all the way up by Galway, and they were in downtown Albany, and they had a 3:00 deadline to get that file into the judge. I put it on a thumb drive and personally delivered it to him.
Drove it down there.
That's when I got hit by. That's when I got hit on I-90.
I can't. I couldn't believe it when you pulled up and I saw the damage on your right front fender, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, he just got this awesome new truck.
November of 22.
And I'm like, well, it's the first I saw. It was new to me.
Still new to me.
It was new to me. And I'm like, wow, it's a sweet truck. 3/4 ton Chevrolet. I mean, awesome.
I love that truck.
It's a sweet truck, and I'm like, wow, he just got it, and look at that damage. I cringed myself, and it's not even my truck.
Yeah, so
I'm like, man, how the
I didn't
fuck
realize
did that
happened, man.
Yeah.
And, well, anyway,
Oh, you
how
haven't
did
seen
it
it?
happen?
No.
All right. So,
All right. We're taking the podcast on mobile here.
No,
we gotta go out and check this out.
I'll show you afterward. But so I was at home. I had just wrapped up a massive file, sent it through Dropbox to Google Drive to my client, and the client had a hard time putting it on a thumb drive. The file they could watch it, they could download it and play it on their computer, but the second they would go to put it on a thumb drive, it kept bouncing back as it wouldn't work. They kept getting an error. So I threw it on a thumb drive and I drove it. I went to go drive it down there to them. So as I'm on I-90, I'm on this. I got on at right at the end of 88 there. not 88, 890. At the end of 890, Scotia, got on the highway there where you kind of go underneath the highway and you circle around and you get back up. So I don't know what exit was. Is that 20?
That's 26.
27?
6.
26.
25A is the one that comes into Duanesburg.
It comes in from Duanesburg. And then 24 is the Schenectady. So
And 25 is the other end, 890.
Yeah. So, exactly. So I got on at that end. And coming up on exit 25A, I'm in the slow lane. It's like Tuesday, 11 o'clock in the morning. The road was a ghost town. It was actually really, really nice. It was a beautiful day.
I've never seen the highway like that. What was that like?
It was nice.
Birds singing, like
rainbows.
rainbows.
Walking on sunshine.
Yeah. So I'm coming up to 25A. I see 3 cars coming down the ramp. I move into the middle lane. The front car was a red car. Now I know exactly what it is. It's a red Nissan 2011 Nissan Sentra. Behind that was like a white Toyota RAV4. And as I moved over to that middle lane, I watched the red car go into the slow lane, the right lane. And I'm like, all right, he's safely in his lane. There's nobody in front of him. So I just go ahead and I've got cruise control on, and I start looking ahead, and all of a sudden I feel a little bump with my car, like playing bumper cars.
Jesus.
And I look at my mirror, and I don't see anything at first, because my mirror has like 2 mirrors. It has like the one mirror that you see like your kind of like your blind spot, and then there's another one that shows like your wheels. And I look in the normal mirror, I don't see anything, and I'm like, what the hell? And I look in that little mirror, and I could see his red car pushed right up against my truck, and I was like, you son of a gun. So
You can swear on this podcast.
I know. Well, that's
Nick's internal monologue doesn't allow him to swear.
That is a swearing reaction.
Jiminy Crickets.
no. I'll tell you what I'm going to swear, and I'm going to tell you what the swearing portion is. So as we start to separate, I start to kind of like I speed up. I get up ahead of him so that now I'm in front of him, and he's starting to go over to the left, like he's going to pass me on the left. So I kind of move over and block him, and then I straighten out. And
Nick is not admitting to attempted murder here on this
no,
podcast.
I just like
FYI.
I didn't have any info. I don't know if you guys look at my truck now. I have a camera.
Got a dash cam?
Dash cam, yeah. So I move. We pull over. First words out of his mouth is, "I'm sorry. I'm in a rush. I didn't see you. You're a little Nissan
I just
Sentra."
described this truck to everybody. It is a 3/4 ton, 4-door Chevrolet Silverado. You can't miss it.
A Z71 nonetheless. So
Yeah.
it's
Fucker came out of nowhere.
I just manifested, apparently. So we pull over. I call. First thing I do is as soon as I jump out of the car, I take a photo of his license plate, and I take a photo of his damage, and I take the photos of damage in my car, and then I call the cops. So the cops get there, and the cops like, what happened? And I'm expecting this guy to just kind of fess up, hey, I hit his truck. He doesn't say anything at first. He's just quiet. And I look over at him, and I look at the cop, and I'm like, well, and you'll be able to see this because I FOIA requested the camera, the body cam, and I'll get to the reason why I did that in a second. So the cop, I tell the cop, hey, this was going on. I'm in the middle lane. He just merged right into me, and he's like, well, we kind of merged into each other. I was like, we merged into each other by me staying in my lane and you crashing into me. That was our 2 vehicles merging together. You came into my lane, the cop said, he's like, why'd you merge? I was like, that's a good question, because there was nobody in front of him. There's no reason for him to change lanes. I figure he's just one of those people. You ever see those people get on the highway and they just shoot right over to that far left lane?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And he's one of them.
Left lane's where they were born to be. They got to get there.
They got it, yep.
Yeah. So he just takes a beeline to that fest, and I'm in his way. That's what happened. And he's probably texting too. But anyway, I don't know that for sure. That's just assumptions. So anyway, the cop's like, okay. He's like, let me go back to my car. He comes back. He says, all right. He hands me a piece of paper. He says, this is your incident info, his info, his insurance info, everything you need, and your info. You're all set. You can take off. I've got tickets for, so I need you to stay put. And me, I've got to go meet with my client. I'm like, bet, I'm out. I was like, thank you, officer. You, sir, have a good day. And I got my truck and I sped off to Albany to get this file to my client in downtown Albany. And so
what does his insurance company have to say about it?
So then I let maybe 48 hours go, and I'm like, I got to get this ball rolling. I got to get this fixed. I was busy with work, so I called them, and they're just like, yeah, we're aware of the incident. Why are you calling us? Our insured says you hit him.
Oh,
and I'm
Lord.
like, what? So I was like, no, he hit me. Matter of fact, he got tickets. I'm assuming he got tickets because he illegally changed lanes. But I don't know for sure. I didn't stick around.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, well, we're going to open up an investigation. We're going to reach back out to our insured, and then we'll let you know the outcome of that. So the 14th, DMV released the information on, or sorry, 14 days later. 2 weeks later, the DMV released the accident report. But to go and get it, you have to pay, $7 just to search for it, and then another $15 to download it.
Don't get us started.
Yeah.
Not today.
So I'm not going to do it. I call his insurance company. I was like, they're like the 15th they called, or 15 days later, they called me and was like, yeah, so we did our investigation. We still find you at fault. You got to reach out to your insurance company, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? So,
man,
I'm fuming. And then I go and pay for the police report and the FOIA request. I called up the state trooper FOIA request line or information line. They're like, that could take up to October before you get it.
Wow,
like, son of a gun.
The
okay.
wheels move slowly.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I also asked for it. I was like, well, give it to me anyway. And then and anyway, so yeah, so then I got a copy of the accident report, and then I looked up like what everything meant, like, on the top right corner, so there's little boxes on the top right corner. It's like 1920 19. So anyone who's first of all, when you look at an accident report, whoever's vehicle 1 is who the cop believes is at fault. The cop will put them at vehicle 1. So sure enough, his name is on vehicle 1. I'm vehicle 2. On the bottom it says what happened. It's one sentence. Vehicle 1 changed lanes into vehicle 2's lane, causing a collision between vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. That's all it said.
How the hell does this even get screwed up then, man?
I know. And then I call it.
That's amazing. Truly amazing.
Yeah. So then in the top right corner is the box 19. If you look in the box 19, there's a code, and then there's a thing online that you can look up the codes. I look up the code. He got a ticket for illegally changing lanes. So a
little lesson for everybody out there.
Yeah. So then I called up
how to decode your tickets.
Yeah. It's out there. It's a I forget what the file's called, but it's called an overlay.
Decode the police report.
Yeah, it's like basically an accident report overlay is what it's called.
Yeah.
So then I call up the guy's insurance again, and
I'm just thinking about everybody running to their information. Like they got, oh my God, I'm gonna go check this out. All right, I'm sorry, it popped into my head. I had to get it out.
It's all good. So then I call the insurance company again. They're saying no, it's not. The police report's not even available right now. I was like, well, I will send it to you. And they're like, okay. So they gave me an email. I sent it to them. This is like at 6:30 at night, and I made a little video on how to read it, and I sent it to them.
Of course you did.
Oh, that's so.
Of course you did.
That's so petty and snarky.
Very
I
presumptuous.
love it.
And then I feel bad for the guy. When I was on
They're probably like, we know how to do our job.
Yeah. And here I highlighted things for you and put little stickers and arrows.
There's a little post-it on there that tells you how to. You're right.
So.
There's a little post-it on there. Flip it up.
I also demanded my $22 back, which they sent to me.
Shut the door.
I charged them for technically. I mean, I was like, you can have. I'll give you the accident report, but I want my $22 back. They're like, all right, yeah, just send us a photo of the receipt of you paying, and we'll pay you. I was like, bet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I got the $22
what insurance
back.
Company?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was Geico.
Oh, good job.
So yeah,
just that one thing.
Yeah, the whole. I mean, in the way that the lady called me to tell me that, nope, we still find you at fault. Blah blah. It was kind of cold and rude, and but the guy I talked to on the phone, he did a great job, and but whatever. It's getting taken care of. They already sent me. They do things weird, like they send you the money. So they sent me the money, which was
party time.
Yeah, $1,700. No, I gotta get the truck fixed.
Oh, sweet.
It was $1,700. I brought it.
It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. Let's go.
$1,700 in crumpled $1 bills.
I can't open the
Yeah, I'll just
passenger
buff
door.
it out. Listen, we'll put it in my garage. We'll buff it out. We'll be on our way. Let's go.
Well, I brought it over to the body shop, and they're like,
I'll put some pliers on it. I'll crank it out.
Oh man.
I can just, I'm good with a hammer.
No, the plunger.
Oh yeah.
Like you screw it on and like it's supposedly you like crank it and it pops it out. I don't know. I'm very skeptical of that product.
Well, they haven't. Well, no, I'm talking like a real toilet plunger. Just stick it on the side and pop it.
It might work and it might. Let's go try it. All right. After this podcast,
Let's
get
try
out there.
Well, I brought it to the body shop, and what they paid me was a fraction of what it is. But the body shop's like, "Don't worry about it. We're going to get the money out of them. We'll
Good.
talk to them, and we'll get it worked out."
Good man. What body shop to go to?
I actually I bought the truck at Mohawk,
Okay.
so I brought it to their collision center.
On Route 67, the new one.
No, their collision center is right by Mohawk Honda.
Right
It
on
is
Route 50?
Right on Route 50.
Yeah,
Oh.
across from Flightline.
Yes.
Yeah, just had lunch there today. It was
nice.
Yeah.
So that's where you have to go. I figured you go to. Did you buy it from
I
the Mohawk
did buy
one
to that.
over-
Yeah,
one
but they
on-
don't have their body shop is in.
Oh, all right. They just do like oil changes and tire rotations
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
According to them, they still do something over there. I don't know.
I was just over there with the Silverado.
Silverado.
Yeah.
That's where I go for all the.
They informed me that the rear shocks are not even working. But
Yeah, that's right. I don't sit in the bed.
it's just riding on the leaf springs. But whatever, I don't care.
It was a pretty smooth ride on this private drive coming in here. You don't need shocks.
Yeah, right.
You're all right. Yeah.
They paved it nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, this is a nice day.
is
Thank
a
you.
beautiful
Thank
day.
you, boys, for wanting to do this. This
For
is
sure.
great.
Oh, I was going to say they got a really nice facility over there. I kind of lost my train of thought.
Yeah, Mohawk.
Yeah, they had a really nice
They
facility.
just rebuilt the
over
Honda place too.
there. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No. I looked at some of the vehicles and the
For Jen?
yeah,
Because I don't see
looked
the Infinity
look
anymore.
to see the MSRPs on those things.
Yeah.
You don't make Jen
talk
take
about outrageous.
the shockless truck into work?
No, she gets to drive the Infinity.
Oh, she does still have the Infinity. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
noticed there's a new black SUV out there, Toyota.
That's the rents.
Okay. She's got the Infinity. You've got you got a bazillion.
Did you see the other truck that
I
was
did,
out
the
there?
Nissan. I saw it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's a
The
beaut,
hard
Clark.
body.
Yeah. Going off
Very
road.
proud of that. I don't know why, but I am. 34-year-old vehicle. Drive it every day. It's awesome. Roll up windows and shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went and found it in New Hampshire. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was New Hampshire.
Nice.
Yep, I bomb around like I'm 17 again.
Then you still got the GTO.
Yep.
You got a Miata in
jeez.
there, don't you?
Yeah, that's Jen's.
Jen's
that's
Miata.
her. That's her.
You are a
fun
car guy. I thought you were blowing smoke.
I'll show you. When you guys leave, I'll
Yeah.
give you the grand tour,
Damn, dude.
such that it is.
Yeah.
Grand
Yeah.
enough already, just looking at this view.
I know.
Yeah. We can't tell you where. It's a secret.
Secret location.
Super secret. Sorry,
Yeah.
Super secret location.
Yeah.
got to maintain privacy.
Bottom of the sea or top of Mount Everest. I don't know where we are.
Yep.
I don't know where we are right now.
There's a lake though.
Huh.
Jess and I are actually looking for a house on the lake. We're thinking of and we're just thinking right now. We're not making any serious moves. But we're thinking about getting a house and Airbnb in it and then using it a couple weeks out of the summer and
I thought you were going to say, well, we're not thinking about any serious moves, like moving in together or something. You're getting married in a month.
Right.
Like-
I was like, that's what everybody's thinking. Yeah, maybe we might move our stuff together.
or we bought a house together. So.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes,
Yeah, test the waters
Yeah.
before you
We'll
get married.
married and see what happens.
Imagine that, getting married. You never even literally had sex with your wife
Yeah.
before you got married. That's pretty crazy to me. Total side subject. Sorry, everyone.
No, we're definitely living in sin.
I'm looking forward to it for you guys. Good for you.
Yeah, awesome.
Good.
I hope you guys
Crazy
have had
kids.
before this.
What? Premarital
Yes.
living together?
Yes, and amongst other things. Yes.
Yeah, you're also living in
Premarital
sin.
living together. Yeah.
I wasn't calling you out in terms of that you're doing something wrong.
We're all living in sin.
Sin
Right.
according to
I
who?
sin every day.
I'm sitting right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm drinking beer and smoking cigars, not the other
tastes
thing.
like
It's all legal.
Yeah.
It's all legal. Everything's legal here.
Yeah, there's nothing illegal.
We're
Here at the secret location.
It's like Pretoria. We're a little country. We'll do whatever we want.
Cops even allowed to come down this road? I don't think
I'm
so.
sure. I'm sure they'd have to. You know, if there's emergencies. They same with like EMTs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we normally don't care about a road marked private. If there's a fire, we'll go and
Yeah, I mean, you got to get there.
we'll drive on your front lawn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd want you to if I was like having a heart attack or
Yeah.
something. I'd be like, you better get your as close and as fast as you possibly can. I don't care if you run over my car.
Yeah, we don't fuck around.
Yeah.
We'll kick your door in. Though there is a rule: try before you pry.
It's a pretty good rule to live by.
Yeah, if
In
we
a
kick
lot
your
of
door in,
things.
we gotta fix it.
So
So if you try
Alright.
it before you pry,
does that come out of state funding, or is your jurisdiction got to pay for that?
probably our jurisdiction.
Jeez, then your neighbors hate you because your
Yeah,
taxes
but you don't
went
want
up.
to. But you don't want to think about that. Like
Yeah.
when you're going to a
No.
door, you
Yeah.
say to yourself, "Oh, this is going to cost the police or the fire department a whole bunch of money. Maybe like
Yeah.
going through the window."
No, we'll
You
do
know what
it.
I mean? Like you don't want to be thinking that.
We'll
and
do
Nick
it.
got
We're
the
gonna-
wrong door,
Yeah.
wrong house.
Oh,
Yeah.
The house on fire is behind you, Nick.
you should know which
you know?
one's on fire. It's the one with the smoke coming out of it.
But they didn't call.
No,
You know, and so
it happens. Well, not me, but it happens. Man. So what's going on? What's new with you, Brian?
Yeah, what's new with
7 points.
Stella?
awesome stuff. Been busy as hell, just having a great time. We were doing collaboration beer we released last week.
Yep, that was
Did
good.
that with
The porter?
Yeah, nope, not the porter.
Oh, the
Talk-
beat,
talking
unbeatable.
about the beat beer.
Yeah, my bad.
Did a collab with Wolf Hollow, who I'm actually drinking one of their amber ales right now. Pretty good job, Kyle. Just pretty good though.
It's okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's harsh.
No,
We're-
it's okay. I know he doesn't even brew over there anymore. He just hangs out.
That's it.
So, no,
No,
I'm
he's got
kidding. I'm
minions.
just kidding.
He's got minions now.
Everybody over there is his man.
We got a podcast with
You
him
got to
next
get
week.
to that level.
You're doing another podcast with Kyle?
Yeah,
Thanks for getting me in first. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hold it over his head.
No. Well, you make sure you mark this microphone right here because I'm stinking it up with cigar smoke. I want to make sure he knows that was me.
there's been
So,
plenty of cigars smoked on these
Yeah.
mics.
Oh yeah, I mean we were in a cigar shop.
Yep. No, we made that beer with them, with Unbeatable, the vegan barcade, and with Backstage Pub.
Have you been over to Unbeatable?
Yeah, it was the first time I went for the beer
It's
release.
fun.
Yeah,
Dude, it is fun.
It's especially like somebody my age. Like those games are like my age.
NBA
man.
Jam, the
Like
original
playing like
X-Men.
Rampage, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like I think one of them's like X-Men versus Mortal Kombat or one of those ones.
Yeah.
I forget what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, classics.
For me, it's just all air hockey and pinball.
yeah, I was playing air hockey.
I admit that's cool.
Love.
That's definitely my age group too.
Yeah.
The basketball hoop is great. My favorite, I hate to say it, is like the Jurassic Park game.
Your favorite?
All the shooter where you're sitting there.
You just sit
Yep.
there and there's like no limit on bullets. Like you just let loose. You just hold the trigger down. It's great.
Next time I see Chelsea, I gotta ask her where she picked up half of those games. I'm sure she
Like
just
most of them, like I
yeah.
said, are older. That one's like
Yeah.
a more modern game.
Yeah.
Which, whatever, I just like it because you just sit there and target practice.
Yep.
It's awesome. Some of the games I don't even know how to play. Like, there's like 3 different buttons, and the joystick. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not 12 years old
Yeah.
anymore. I don't have that skill anymore.
Yeah. No, that was a good time though. Yeah, we've been just doing stuff like that. We're looking forward to Schenectady County Summer Night coming up.
So, any news on that?
Yeah, we had a big meeting with the
How'd that
guys from the county and DSIC, Discover Schenectady, all that. Looks like it's going to happen. It looks like if all the ducks get in a row and everything, the only liquid provisions you should be able to find down at Summer Night will be all Schenectady County produced,
Nice.
which will be really, really cool. They've
That's
been
pretty
working
awesome.
towards this for a while. No disrespect to the distributor that was fronting the money and pouring the beer down there before, but this was originally made to be a night to celebrate Schenectady businesses, and now finally at a point where it's looking like that's going to be the way going forward. But
This is the
I don't want to get too far ahead, but
Mandalorian, awesome.
should be fun. Should be a fun time. And so that's Friday, July 12th.
Well, they're obviously,
Yeah.
they're pissed because they're getting cut out, essentially.
Yeah.
But, You're right. I mean, it's about Schenectady. It's not about beer selling.
Yeah. Everybody gets a little bit of the business that night, you know.
That's fair.
It should be that way.
You know, those guys, they get plenty of opportunities. No disrespect to them because they treated me awesome. So I can't say really anything bad.
Well, that's why I said
they
no disrespect.
Me awesome.
You know,
fantastic.
You get a fantastic little night like that. You get a band out there, and you get the chance to showcase what the local businesses have to offer. And you know, hopefully, out of the 20-some-odd thousand people who cruise through downtown, if you could even get a quarter of them to come back into downtown and patronize your business because you made a good impression that night, I mean, that's money well spent right there, you know?
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And you get to watch fireworks and screw around and drink a bunch of beer and have a good time.
There's a reason to come down. There's a lot of good places to go.
There's a lot of good going on in Schenectady.
Distance, you know,
it is.
Yeah.
Schenectady is the hot spot lately,
a lot to go see. I agree. You know, it's compared to like, you know, I hate to be like that person like 20 years ago, but 20 years ago there was like 3 bars in downtown Schenectady.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that like just bars, but I mean like there wasn't a lot of places to like go to like why would you have a reason to be in the downtown area?
Yeah.
You know, they've done an amazing job of putting stuff out there so that people want to be down there. And like, you don't think about it, but when people do go down there, it's not just like a one-shot deal.
You should resurrect
a lot of times they you made me lose my train of thought. You know, a lot of times they'll go to more than one place.
Yeah.
What, Howlers?
Yeah, you should resurrect it.
The
wing and
the late night place.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you, from somebody who's worked late night, it sucks. I don't want to do that. You know, and the worst part was, like every time I went there, like it was like undercooked. It was fucking cold. Oh, I was always so fucking pissed off.
Oh, you're making me hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Thinking about that, I just see, you know, and I understand. Like I understand where they're coming from. And I'm like, shit, it's 4:00 in the morning. The last thing I want to do is slinging pizza and wings.
All right, 20 years ago, 3 bars in downtown. As somebody who just moved to Schenectady only 12 years ago, I'm going to take a stab here.
Okay, I just named them.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Okay, good.
I'm only listening to my own voice on this podcast. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Clinton's Ditch?
No.
No, wow. Okay, well, the Van Dyke was definitely there because that had been open since 47
yeah.
in some fashion or another.
But was it a bar or it was more of a restaurant?
It was the people who owned it before the McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
There was 4 owners as far as I
don't remember
had heard.
Their name, but that's when that was, and it was just like, it wasn't, everybody was psyched about it, but it wasn't busy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it really had a lot of success. I don't know the reason why, frankly. Maybe Schenectady wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Clinton's Ditch, I believe, is 05.
05. Okay.
Yeah, it's only, a couple of years before you.
Yep.
When did Pinheads open?
2000.
Yeah.
In 2000. Okay, so 20 years ago.
I guess, but I'm thinking
you got me 19 years ago on the Clinton's Ditch thing. Really? You're gonna say you're gonna be a stickler for the 20 years?
I threw the 20 years out there just because it was an inside joke. 20 years ago.
No, there was a point in time where even like Pinheads wasn't open.
Yeah, and I lived downtown, right in the downtown area. Like,
so it's a little bit longer
there,
than Pinheads.
and there was like tumbleweeds. Through the parking lot across the street. Like we could go out and do whatever we wanted, and there was no one there. Nobody worked there. Nobody lived there.
Grog Shop was open.
Oh, the Grog Shop. Oh, I miss that place.
It was. And, of course, there's always going to be, some places.
Union Inn was open.
But, are those places often a destination?
Geppetto's.
No offense to any of them.
Horse's Ass.
They weren't necessarily destinations. You want to bring in, bring in people. And, like,
the Copper
you got to have something that appeals to that demographic. And I hate to say, for those places, I don't think that they appeal to that demographic.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely the places that are around right now. We're definitely appealing to the crowd that's coming down, the Proctor's crowd, Union Sports, everything going on with the...
I hate to say this, people from the burbs.
Yep.
There's not a lot out here in the burbs.
BLs?
Like, and Uncle Ben's.
Ben's.
One of the
Blue Jays was open back then?
The Blue Jay Tavern.
What about the Sawmill?
No, it's still there.
Yeah.
Toy Box was there. Anyway.
Blue Jays Tavern. Nikki says that was the first place she went when she was 21.
The Blythewood.
Or maybe it was 16.
Yep.
Can't remember.
I wasn't, I was using an example, but like, I hate to say a lot of suburban people make the trek to dine, to be entertained.
If we're
to
gonna,
Schenectady, and that was not happening when I lived there.
if we're gonna count, not Manhattan. This is even before Manhattan. But if we're gonna count the Van Dyke, but then we gotta count Luigi's.
Fair. Well, now we're definitely getting into restaurant territory.
I know.
In which case, Ferrari's has been around forever.
Yeah.
Or what? How far do you want to go with this?
Well, we're trying to stay
we're thinking
downtown
bars, right? So,
and Blue Jays isn't really in downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's most certainly.
That's
That's
Rotterdam.
actually on in Rotterdam, I believe.
Yeah, Rotterdam. Maloney's.
And it was just an example of like downtown area. Like you mentioned some places there that are not downtown.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Fair
Maloney's
enough.
is not downtown.
No.
Horses is not downtown.
Yeah. Soon to reopen, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yep. Met the new owner 2 days ago, actually. Guy who owns Broken In as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tommy. So, looking like they're going to do a good job in there.
I'm excited.
First time stepping foot in the horses in
That's where I learned how to
over
play
a year.
pool.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, I can't remember.
I've forgotten since
I can't remember the last time I was there. It was a long time ago.
A couple more weeks. They're looking at the end of May here. So,
I probably haven't been in there since 2008. That's probably the last time I've been in there.
Way before that. It
couple-
might have been 19 something.
19. Well,
isn't that the worst?
I turned
You gotta think
21
of
in
things like that.
2001.
Might have been.
Yeah. I hate getting carded sometimes, at the grocery store picking up beer.
You hate it?
And, well, they just take one look at your wallet and they're like, "Oh, you're good." And I was like, "You don't want me to take it out of the sleeve. You don't want to look at it." And,
I don't even
and
get asked anymore.
Yeah, and the teller is just like, "I saw the 19, honey. You're fine."
I'm considered to be baby faced.
Oh, I don't even think about taking my wallet out for a license. Oh my god, I would obviously.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people that they get asked for it and they're like, it's such a pain in the ass. I'm like, when somebody asks me for it, I give it to them right away, and I don't give it. Like, they want to see it, great. They find out I'm 51 years old. All right, great.
What I used to do, one thing that used to drive me nuts is before I was even asked, I used to take my license out. And like if I bought like a 6-pack of bottles, they would have like that cardboard, like what I brought today, and I would take my ID and I'd put it in between the cardboard, so it was sticking right there. And they would say license, and I would point to my license, and they were like, "We need to see your license," and I would point at it again, and they're like, "You need to show us your license. It's right there." That's the only time I get upset. I'm like, I'm pointing to my license. It's right there. Or if I got like a 12-pack, I would put it on top. All right, we got to wrap this up.
It's like the cross-eyed guy from Spaceballs. Sorry, sir. Trying my best.
Oh, speaking
Surrounded
of
by a bunch of assholes.
Speaking, I'm so glad you brought that up. The other day, we were walking around the job, me and Pete, and he goes, "Did you see that bumper sticker right there?" I go, "No." He goes, "You got to go look at it." I go look at it. I just stood there and laughed. Spaceballs, the bumper sticker. Somebody actually had it on their car. It was awesome.
Awesome.
It was so funny. Now I see it all the time. I just laugh every time I walk by it. I just shake my head
That's
and laugh.
pretty good.
I go, it's real. Like, it's not even that funny of a joke. It's just every time I walk by it, I look at it and I laugh.
It really is.
I'm like, what's the bumper sticker? It's so funny.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
Oh, God. That was, that's a kind of an unsung
Yeah, that
Mel
movie.
Brooks movie.
That's his greatest achievement.
it definitely is a funny.
It's better than
as
Blazing
great as
Saddles.
No, I'm going to stop you right there.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you
better
might
than
wanna-
Absolutely.
And take a
not.
log off that fire there, Nick.
Yeah. No. Whoa.
Take it easy.
Blazing Saddles.
My,
Oh,
like,
it's top,
Going right
you know.
for the king, huh?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
now, understand when I was
I'm sorry.
a kid.
Hey, dude, Cleveland
you had-
Little and what's his name? Why
Slim
can't I think?
Pickens.
No,
Hey.
the Willy Wonka. Why can't Gene Wilder?
Gene
Wilder.
Those
Gene
two.
Wilder's great. Don't get me wrong.
Genius.
Yeah,
Funny.
everything that Gene Wilder has ever done has been phenomenal. But Spaceballs is still a more superior movie.
I'm sorry. I think the listeners will.
Well, I think,
Speed.
I think that's all the time we
wholeheartedly
have
agree.
here today.
Man, we ain't found shit.
They had the comb.
No, they had to pick. We're combing the desert.
I mean, dude,
You find
it's
anything?
funny.
No,
Don't
sir,
get
we
me
didn't
wrong,
find
but
anything. What
it's
about you
no
guys? You
Blazing
find anything?
Saddles.
No, sir, we didn't find anything. What about you guys? Man, we ain't found shit.
Also, side note, Bill Paxton or Bill Pullman
Yeah.
Yep.
went
Oh.
to high school where I went to college.
Oh, really?
He's from Alfred, Almond, New York.
There you go. I just found out that
That sounded like a terrible flex on your part. You went
Nobody
to high
cares.
school where you went to college.
It's terrible, but it's the best I had.
I
Sorry,
just found out
everyone.
Kirk Douglas is from Amsterdam.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
There's a lot of. We have a lot of.
See, I think it was a better story, the Bill Pullman story.
The Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to talk about. We want to talk about Pat Riley.
Yeah,
Pat Riley. I mean,
boy.
come on, you know.
The Warrior.
Yeah, but we were kind of talking about
the wrestler.
Movie stars. What are we talking about?
Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
Alice from the Brady Bunch.
Kurt Vonnegut, I believe, is from Schenectady.
Damn, dude.
Is that what's his name's father?
Kurt Vonnegut was Slaughterhouse 5 author.
Oh, okay. Oh, it came from Schenectady?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He came from Schenectady. One of the producers. You know what we got to do with one of these podcasts? And we got to go because it's the Rangers night.
Yep.
The Rangers.
We got to talk about your experience and your deleted scene from Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, well, I mean, there's not a lot to tell, but it was funny. It was fun.
All right.
He has the titular line in the movie. He says, "You have to go over there to that place
behind the pines."
Beyond the pines.
Beyond the pines.
Oh, man, that would be awesome if I could say that. I would have probably retired right then. That's it. Mic drop.
He was a bouncer at a strip club.
Well, yeah, but it didn't make the movie.
No, it got cut. You and Brady got cut. That's just horrible. I would love to see those deleted scenes. Meanwhile, like my friend Mike is in it like 3 times. McCracken is in it all the time.
Oh yeah, yep.
Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people I know in the movie. All right, so on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Remember, go back to our page at the Capital Brew podcast or go to capitalbrewmarketing.com. Find the blog for this particular post and definitely click on those links for Aaron's family. And we appreciate everyone that listens, and we'll talk to you soon. We got another podcast coming up with Wolf Hollow next week. So,
Kyle.
Are you going to be there?
What?
Podcast 23rd?
I have no idea. I haven't looked at my schedule.
Okay. All right. We'll wrap this one up. And whatever. You know what I'm saying.